Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Security Guard Command. Came across a video that was pretty difficult to watch. I'm not going to show the video on this video here, but I will provide a link in the description to the original video. The video is unlisted and private, so you can only watch it if you have the link to the video. So if you want to see the full video, just make sure that you click the link and watch it, and be aware that it is some pretty graphic content. Alright guys, welcome back. So this video is difficult to watch because it's got multiple attackers in the video. Starts off as a bad situation and it only gets worse. They call for reinforcements and you end up with 3, 4, or 5 attackers in this video. It's very chaotic. This occurred in front of a grocery store entrance. It looks like there is possibly one security guard, looks like an allied security guard, and then a couple of store employees who may act as either managers or loss prevention. It's hard to tell, but absolutely the first thing that I notice in this video is a lack of training, and more specifically, a lack of self-defense training. Nobody in this video on the employer side of this video appears to know what they're doing at all. And they've got multiple attackers coming at them. And so right off the bat, I gotta say, guys, you gotta learn at least some basic self-defense. Learn some basic self-defense. Go to a martial arts studio, sign up for some basic self-defense classes, learn some tactics. Another thing that I noticed is that there were no self-defense weapons of any kind used in this altercation, and it's possible that this site does not allow any form of weapons, which is unfortunate because that puts a lot of people at risk and in danger. Not only do you place if you have a policy where you don't allow weapons on site, you place your employees at risk, you put them in danger, and you also put your patrons in danger. The people who are shopping at your location, you put them in danger as well because you have no tools to protect anybody. And so it's really discouraging to see this happen. And the third thing that I notice here goes back to training again. And this type of situation should have had a hypothetical training done, because I don't think it's that far-fetched to see this happening more than one time, or it being an isolated incident. Especially with the way things are going today in today's society, I think that this can become more of a common occurrence. And so hypothetical trainings and trainings to deal with the situation, training between security and the staff of the store should work together to train and be prepared for a situation like this, because it was very chaotic and it looked like nobody was working together to solve this issue. One of the things that should have happened right away is to stop this threat as fast as possible, because the longer this goes on, the more time it has for backup to arrive on the other side of that other team. They're going to bring in their other people, and it goes from a bad situation to worse when you add more bad guys to the scene. I actually had a situation similar to this happen when I was working at a warehouse location, a retail warehouse, and a shoplifter had come in trying to steal stuff. They got caught by LP. At some point during the LP's attempt to detain the person and arrest them for shoplifting, they started to fight back. And so they got on the radio and called me into the store to assist. As soon as I arrived inside, general manager told me to arrest that person. And so they pointed at it and said we have video of them concealing and stealing and theft. So I ran after that person, and it was a female, and she was wearing a very, very poofy baby fat style quilted coat. It was very slippery and very hard to get a hold of this person. So I was essentially wrestling them down to the ground, and they were squirrely all over the place. And the coat made it near impossible to actually get a hold of the person and put cuffs on them. So I was stuck just trying to hold this person down while I was waiting for one of the other LPs to come so I could get assistance. I look up and I look towards the front doors, and I see two very large guys coming straight at us, and she's screaming, "Help me," to them. And so I figure out that they're her backup and they're approaching. So at that point, I made a judgment call, and I immediately let go of this person, and they went out the door and left. So I followed them to get a license plate and report to PD at this point. And I got the license plate. It was a overall crazy situation, very, very, very high adrenaline rush, and I had to make that critical decision to let go of the person, because I had a lot of people inside of the store, families, kids. It just could have turned into a very ugly situation with a lot of innocent people getting hurt. So I had to make that decision to call off the arrest and just not pursue detainment any further. And management completely backed me up on that decision. They agreed with me on that, and we just had to go with what we had. So at this point, you have to absolutely keep your head on level, and you have to pay attention to your surroundings. And if you see that a situation is going to get dangerous, it's okay to back out. Now, it looked like they were trying to get into the store, and they were trying to keep them out of the store. So I understand that, at that point, it may have been more prudent to try to back them up and retreat inside, shut the door. And then as soon as the last person's in, shut and lock that door, and make sure that you have PD en route. Make sure that you express the urgency of the situation to PD, that you've got multiple attackers trying to get in and people are in danger. And, make sure you express that to PD when you're calling them. Another thing that I want to add regarding this video is you hear these people, and there's a debate that's going on that talks about what security should be wearing, what gear they should be wearing. Should they be tacked out in a vest with tools, what have you. This is a perfect example of why a grocery store should have a guard that is appropriately dressed and appropriately armed for situations just like this. Broken glass bottles, there were deadly weapons involved in this, and the guards had nothing. The bad guys are the ones that had the weapons. It's a very unfair fight here. And so this is why it's so important if you are a company owner and you are developing a contract for a site, it is so important to express the reasons why it is important for the guard to be armed and to have the defensive tools to protect themselves and protect the client. So, guys, I just urge you, if you are in charge of developing contracts or developing new sites, express to the client just how important it is for the guards to be armed and armed appropriately and to be trained, and include that in the cost of your services, and say, look, you can pay for a cheaper service, but you're not going to get the quality that you are looking for. If you want to be protected and actually have security be a viable source of protection, they must be trained and armed, and that's going to cost a little bit more than the cheapest guys out there. And don't be afraid to charge a little more. Say, I don't charge more. The only reason I charge more is because we're better. And explain why you're better. If you don't get the contract, it may be better off that you don't get that contract. Go somewhere else and find another contract, because you are also going to open yourself up to liability and to problems if your guards get hurt and you're not providing them with the proper tools for them to protect themselves. That's all I got for today, guys. I got to get into work right now, but I just wanted to share this video with you guys. Leave your comments. I'd love to hear what you think about this comments. I'd love to hear what you think about what I said. Anyways, Guys, stay safe out there. I will catch you later.